Welcome to the Women Warriors Collab Podcast. This is a space for women from all different backgrounds, all different ages, and all different levels of life to showcase them as the incredible women that they are. So today I am being accompanied by someone who I absolutely got to know this year, who's a sweetheart, but also someone that I'm really proud of, because at 23, you started your own business. You have a storefront, and now we're transitioning into an online shopping space. But, you know, to start your own business at such a young age needs to be commended. So I want to say thank you for joining today. But most importantly, I want to know a little bit more about the story. So for anyone that is on, let them know who you are and your business.
Hi, I'm Alexia. I'm the owner of Couture D Boutique, and I actually started my business when I was 20. I started it online out of my parents' basement, and I slowly grew and felt like moving to a storefront would be a good move for me. So I picked a storefront in Hazlitt, and it opened so many doors that I would not have even thought that I would be walking through. I met so many people. I met Jenn through a pop-up event I did at Ayani's Beauty Studios, and honestly couldn't be more grateful for all the people that I've met, and I wouldn't be here today without you.
Yeah, but this was your business, right? Mm-hmm. So to be 20 and to start this business, what made you feel like, you know what, I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to take this a little bit more serious.
Okay, so I was working at a car dealership, and I was frequently suffering from migraines. And, you know, when you have a condition, like your bosses or your managers, they think you're lying about it. Mm-hmm. So me and my mom talked, and we shopped at boutiques my whole life. Like, I always loved fashion. And I decided that the right move for me would be to try to take the risk and open up a boutique and see what happens, instead of, you know, taking the 4 years of college and not knowing really what job you're going to do at the end of it. So I decided to take the risk, and I'm glad that I did it.
Yeah. Because I don't want to keep on bringing up your age, because I don't want you to feel that, you know, not making, like, it's not just about age, but being an entrepreneur myself and being in my 20s at one point, I had no idea what I wanted to do.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, even sometimes I question, I'm like, is this what I'm meant to be doing for the rest of my life? I didn't even know, like, I never knew what I wanted to do. I was never a girl that had it all figured out. Like, I never knew, but I was always the girl that I knew what was meant for me will come for me.
Yeah.
And by taking care of myself and meditating, I just got ideas that maybe I should try to be a business owner, because at the end of the day, you're making the big man richer instead of putting money in yourself and in your pocket. Yeah. And I decided to do it. TikTok is very big and up and coming, and I see tons of wonderful companies like really flourishing on there. So I decided, I'm like, let me take the chance, because you know what? Everyone that I meet loves me, and I feel like I have something I can bring to the table.
Yeah, and I love that you have this confidence, because I wanted the followers and the listeners on here to see a young entrepreneur, because it is something commendable. And I have said this to you off of this. Yes. You know, I just think it's so important, and you're already ahead of the game, because I've said to you, I wish that I had that drive when I was your age. You know what I mean? I wish I had that, because I can't even imagine where I would have been now. But again, that's a story for another day, and I've learned to trust the timing of life. But, you know, you started this boutique from your parents' basement, and then to a storefront, and then with online shopping. So what would you say kind of keeps you going? Because there is a lot of setbacks and highs and lows in business, right? Entrepreneurial life is not for the weak.
Yep, definitely not. I definitely think the Women's Warrior Collab helps me a lot, from meeting you and such other amazing women in business, that to see that everyone else does go through hard times in business, and that's normal. So to meet someone that's like that makes you appreciate yourself a little more, because you're not alone. You know, the Women's Warrior podcast and even group just makes you feel not alone. And that's like one thing that really pushed me to keep on going, because I'm like, wait, I do have community. And I didn't realize how important that was in the beginning of business. But even meeting you, it brought in my, oh wait, I don't know how to say it. it widened my perspective a lot more. Because, you know, before we met, I was like almost ready to give up because it was hard, you know, and I didn't have a group of people that I felt like I can trust and that understood what it was like. There was more things that people in business, they want to lead you in a different direction. Like there's some people, they're like, oh, you should do this and this is what's going to be great for your business. And that's not the case. But to meet people who want to lift each other up is what really
absolutely me. But you know what? Feeling like you want to give up and give in, every entrepreneur at some point or another would be lying to say it didn't go through their mind. Or they didn't have a moment where they're like, am I crazy, right? You probably had moments of feeling crazy.
Oh, definitely. Especially being a young girl full of emotions. Like some days I felt like I didn't have a head on my shoulders. But it made me realize how important self-care is and taking care of your mental state, because if you're not taking care of yourself, you're not going to take care of your business, and your business will not grow if you're not growing. So that is definitely a big thing, to be around like-minded people and people like you, honestly.
Thank you. Listen, thank you. But you know, this platform is for you, you know, and I appreciate your words, and it makes me realize that I'm in the right place, because that's what I try to put together with Women Warriors. Is it is about community, and there is enough for us all, and we are all women, no matter where we are in our businesses, you know, and we all go through hardships and we all go through moments of pivot, but you never gave up. You know, you never gave up. And especially being a younger woman, still figuring herself out, right? Seeing what you like, what you don't like. I'm just in awe of your mindset, because for you to know, you know, it's about self-care. Like, I didn't know what self-care really was. If anything, when I was in my earlier 20s, it was more going out to party. That's how I dealt with it. So, you know, I just really hope that you realize how much ahead of your time you are, and like where you're going, I can't even imagine, because it is the pivot in your business, right? But your head is so good, sturdy on that shoulder of yours, that I can't imagine to see where you go, just for you saying that. So when you said, you know, mental health and self-care that you really needed, what do you do to help you in those moments where you kind of feel against the wall or giving up?
Well, big thing is definitely family. I can call and rant to them all the time, and that definitely helps, because sometimes you feel alone, and especially being in business, me being the owner that does everything from steaming the clothes, tagging the clothes, picking out the clothes, and, you know, cleaning the storefront, running the social media. It's a lot. So the morning routine is not even a routine, it's a ritual that makes me wake up every day and feel good. You need something that you look forward to in the morning. To-do list is a big thing on me, because if I'm not writing it down, then I can't get it done, because it's just all in my head. And I need all of it written down and be like, okay, I have to do this on Monday and this on Tuesday. Time management is big. I can't finish everything in one day. So having a good schedule and planning that, and meditating is such a big thing, because there's so many emotions that being in business you have to suppress to get through the day, that the suppressed emotions come back to you. And you're like, wait, why am I not as creative today? Like, why am I having a hard time making content? Or why do I feel icky? It's because, you know, you deal so much on the day-to-day basis, and even comparison on social media, that's a big thing. Like, I can't compare myself to a boutique that's been in business for 10 years and seeing them flourish. Like, no, I'm on my own journey. There's a bunch of people that, you know, they don't realize it, but they say things that are kind of like mean, or like, they just try to belittle you. So just definitely having family and having your mindset and knowing who you are as a person, that's like what gets me through the day.
But let me tell you something. If anyone is trying to belittle you, one thing that I've learned is it's always the people that are doing less than you that have the most to say. So you just know that you're doing the right thing, right? Like, you know, it's funny, they say, you know, you don't make it till you have haters, right? But in a way, it's like, I don't have haters. they're just filled with hatred, right? Like that's a them problem, not a me problem.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So always kind of know that. And again, your mindset, which you seem to have a great mindset already, you know, just let them say whatever they got to say. I know words hurt, and I don't want to, you know, talk, you know, as if it's nothing, because it is, because your feelings are your feelings, and that doesn't take away. But usually it's the people that are doing less that say more.
Yep.
You know, because notice the people that are doing stuff, right? They're usually ones that are quiet. You don't have to be the loudest one in the room to speak your success.
Exactly.
You know? So I love how you kind of touch base, right? Where you're saying, you know, where you are in your life, right? Is that you kind of sacrifice. Everyone's going out right now partying, but you're staying home because you know you have a store to run. So what do you say is the biggest challenge when it comes to that?
The FOMO of seeing everyone post on their stories. They're out at a bar or they're going on vacation and they're looking. The FOMO is definitely real. But at the end of the day, I know I will have my time where I can go out. And if I work really hard now, then I can have that time in the future to go out. And then it just all goes, it kind of fades away. I'm like, you know what? I can hopefully in the future just like go to a bar by myself, like, and not have to worry about crowds of people. Like I'm not worried. I teeter back and forth of like, oh my gosh, I'm missing out. Like I'm only so young. And then I'm also like, I'm not missing out. Like these people, they don't realize it until they're in it. I don't really know how to describe it any better.
But you're being so smart, honestly. I mean, and again, FOMO is real, and I think we all go through it, but this is the part of business, right? Or actually, it's kind of something, you have to give up something to get something in a way, right?
Yeah.
And anything worth having is going to have sacrifice. And you're doing it, but you're doing it for all the right reasons because you're choosing you. You know, and you're always choosing you. So what is one item do you feel that you keep on restocking at the moment?
Oh my gosh, basic tanks, basic like long sleeves, spandex, something that holds you in, something that makes you feel confident. Like that is something I always have to have in my store. What do people go out in? A black top. Yeah. Or, you know, a white top. Like it's so basic, but that is like one of the things that you always need. Or a pair of jeans that fit you snug and hold you in the right places and everything like that. But I must say, clothing is definitely difficult. The industry is it's not, I feel like it's very much geared towards younger women. And when you go to the shows and you look at all the clothes, you're like, I wonder what this would look like more on a bustier woman. And when you see in the shows, like a lot of the companies only sell one large. Like you buy 3 small, 2 medium, 1 large. And you're like, that's not really fair because, you know, most of my clientele is large, extra large. Or so that is a big thing I've noticed in the fashion industry that I had no idea, you know, because once I started this business, there was a bunch of mistakes that I've made, a bunch of things that I had no idea about until like I was 10 feet deep in it. And then I was like, oh, wait, this is kind of messed up.
Yeah.
And also the materials of clothing, like I would try to find, you know, the most cost-effective clothing and, you know, something that wouldn't hurt the people's pockets. But I'm often finding that a lot of these cheaper things are leading towards, it literally says like hormone disruptors, cancer-causing products. And I'm like, oh, that's really sad. And then I go, I mean, Shein is great. People buy a bunch of things off of Shein. But then when you really go look at the labels on it, it's cancer causing.
Yeah.
So sometimes I think boutiques have a hard time of growing and progressing because you can't compare with Shein prices. You can't compare with Marshall prices, but you can compare the quality of clothes and what it's made of. And I definitely try to be different in that sense.
And you do have quality. I mean, I have some items from you, and it's probably some of my favorite clothes that I have. I have the leather skirt. I have the black sweater, and those have been my favorite items. One, your quality. It's not cheap. And I would never cheapen yourself just to fit their standards.
Definitely.
You know, and it shows. It shows the way you decorate. It shows in the brands. It shows everything. And I think, you know, you should just really be proud of yourself. And I love to hear a perspective from a young entrepreneur because I think it's important. So for the young girl or maybe someone that's around your age or someone, because I feel like I'm learning from you too, just to know your perspective. Because like you say, like TikTok, like that's not the world I was raised in, right? But this is your your world that you're raised in, or seeing how people belittle. It's having a different mindset. But at the end of the day, no matter where we are, we're all still women that have feelings, that have dreams and hopes, right?
Definitely.
So what would you say for the person that's on here that wants to kind of start their own thing? What would you tell to, let's say, younger version you?
The younger version me, or a younger listener that wants to start their own business, I would say dive in, do a lot of self-work, because the more you find yourself, the easier it is to run your business. If you have no idea who you are and what you want to do, like, running into a business is not going to fix you, but it's going to make you realize you need to put in that work. So honestly, self-help, self-work is the best thing you can do, because you're selling yourself at the end of the day. People will come back to you because they like you as a person. If you are ugly on the inside, it's going to project onto your business, and it's not going to do as well.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's so true. I mean, I have people that come back to the store, they want to shop with me because I make them feel good. I get them out of their comfort zone. That's a big thing about fashion. Like, most women, they're like, oh, I wouldn't want to try that on. But then they try it on and they feel amazing. That's my thing. Like, I want every woman that comes into the store, I want to make them feel good about what they wear and, like, be confident. Like, this is the piece that I grab every time. Yeah. So I try to find more of those pieces that they want to grab every time that just fits like butter. And, you know, it's a lot about just self-help. Yeah.
And I love that, because you can tell that this is a passion of yours. You truly love it. Even when I was in your store, there's no denying, you know, and I just can't wait to see what the future holds for you. So I do have a part of the show where I love to do is like fast responses, right? Okay. So this is fun. Okay, ready? Okay. So top of your head, first thing. Okay. Coffee or matcha?
Coffee, of course.
Heels or sneakers?
I want to say heels because they're sexy, but I can't walk in them.
Favorite season for fashion?
Oh, summer. The less clothes, the better.
What's one item you can't stop restocking? I actually already asked you that.
Yes.
The basic tees,
The basic tees.
Online shopping or in-store vibes?
In-store vibes, always.
Favorite quote to live by?
One step forward, two steps back. So just always to make sure you're always taking two steps forward instead of taking one step forward and then setting yourself back by two steps.
That's right. Early bird or night owl?
Early bird.
Who is your dream customer?
My dream customer is someone who, wow, this is a hard one. Someone who, my dream customer is someone who's unsure about what would look great on their body and being open to all the suggestions that I have to offer. And by the time that they leave, they feel like a new person. Yeah. Like someone who's my dream customer is someone who's open to style.
Yeah. What is one song that gets you in boss mode?
Oh my gosh, what's one song that gets...
What's your hype song?
My hype song? Oh my gosh, this is a hard song.
I know there's so many good...
No, there's so many good songs. I'm trying to think.
We can pass if you want to pass.
No, let's pass, because I literally can't... I'm blanking on every music, everything.
What is one thing, style, like clothing, right now that you can't live without?
Just the basic tanks. I can't. You can look so many different ways with just one tank. The jewelry's different. You know, all your jewelry and your accessories change the whole outfit.
What is your power color?
Black. Even though black isn't really a color, but I'll say black.
We'll talk about that another day.
That's a different subject.
What makes you a woman warrior?
What makes me a woman warrior is, I guess, getting back up from being knocked down. Yeah. You know, you're going to be knocked down a ton of times in life. Like, that's what happens. It goes up, it goes down, it comes in waves. And I definitely think that and having a group of amazing women makes me a woman warrior.
Yeah, awesome. So for anyone that is on, where could they find you?
They can find me on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok at Couture D Rose Boutique. And I also have an online website, CoutureDRoseBoutique.com.
All right, and thank you so much for staying and hanging out with me today and answering all the questions.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So ladies, if you need some fashion expertise, if you want some help, or maybe you're that entrepreneur that wants to step out and you just don't know what to do, make sure to follow Alexia at Couture D Rose Boutique. And remember, when you sit with the Women Warriors, the conversation is always different.